What's up, guys? Sorry for the recording. I know it's a little screwy here in the beginning, but it clears up pretty quickly. So, what we got here is our Horde Priest matchup. Let's put it this way: this is definitely not a favorable matchup by any means, simply because the majority of the time they're playing Suncaller, which pay 2, flip, go to 32 live, deck's full of protectors, usually, and they're playing Savage on top of that. And they are able to protect their allies with a powered barrier, or they're just healing themselves with a divine fury. I mean, it's definitely not a favorable matchup, but it's not unwinnable either. So, plus we're on the draw. I mean, it gets pretty bad. It's a pretty bad start for us. I mean, this opener, double boon, Vanguard, bottle, favor, avatar, flamebleed. It's not the best opener, but it's definitely not the worst. It's definitely a keepable hand. So. He leads off, face down, chips, draws the second bottle. So now this play here is pretty. It's been debated a lot whether or not to pop a bottle on turn 1, or to save it for Verdant Boon. Versus this matchup, definitely versus Horde, I want to pop the bottle simply because I'm on the draw and of the situation that's happened a lot in testing. The majority of the time, they're playing the protectors. Okay, so he winds up having the Bronze Warden, but there's also decks the majority of the Horde decks are usually always playing the True Drop Protector. That gets bigger when you have 15 more damage. So basically, either one of these two protectors is still bad news for me. I mean, Savage hits, and if I only would have had one token there, I would have been in rough shape. Simply because, the protectors would have started doing work. I mean, it would have been a pretty deep hole, but now it allows me to basically, since I popped the bottle on turn 1, I'm able to bend the second bottle alive, favor up basically favor up the treant, crack into it, and then get my tokens back. I mean, pretty sure that's the correct play. Popping it on turn 2 simply because I know the fact that he's definitely playing protectors and Savage. So there we go, bending the bottle, favoring up, and cracking back at her, getting her 2 tokens. So we go ahead and ship the turn back, and he untaps. Has a pretty decent turn here again. He stashes yet another Savage in. I mean, he's 66% chance to basically hit one of the tokens and pretty much get lucky here, which you all know you got to get lucky to win games sometimes. And then yet plays another protector. So I mean, he ships the turn, we draw Wrath. I mean, it's a pretty good reach spell for 2. We usually always have a token, and getting reach whenever you've got them, pretty damaged at the end game is, or in the mid to late turns is pretty good. So pretty self-explanatory play here. Drop the boon, and then cork on the hero and swing. I was thinking about swinging with the treants here and getting in for an additional point, but in testing, a lot of guys are playing basically what's about to be played, and I didn't want to give up a free. I mean, he would have protected, but I didn't want to basically lose a guy already, because the majority of the decks all here are running the jacks. The 2/4 for 3. That basically, you heal 4, draw a card if you have 0. If you're undamaged, which has been pretty amazing in limited. I definitely recommend picking him pretty highly. So I mean, yet another pretty good turn from him. I mean, stashing something, playing a card, drawing, pretty much drawing another card, getting a free dude. I get lucky here. I draw a Planeswatcher Taro, which is, I mean, pretty boss. I mean, who doesn't like free 5/5 protectors? So the play that I was thinking about doing was playing, banning something, playing an avatar and swinging, killing out, just start killing off some of his creatures. But I know he's playing Shadow Word Barrier. The majority of the priests, not Shadow Word, but Power Word Barrier, because the majority of the priests usually are playing it, because it is pretty good. So I opt for the all-in version here, or the all-in option, which gives me a pretty substantial board for my turn 4. Basically, Boon to Flame Blade with Planeswatcher and Bomb Ganoush is pretty. It's pretty explosive. There's not many decks that can just come out of nowhere with that much, power on the board. I pretty much go from 4 to, yeah, it gets ridiculous. So flip over, we go all in here. It's Crush Rate. He untaps. We pass the turn, he untaps, and of course at the end of AOT he plays the Power Word Barrier. So pat myself on the back. Pretty much it's kind of going in our favor so far. He's having to deal with Planeswatcher Taro, or he's not really in the position to do a lot of damage to us, so we're going to be able to do a decent amount to him. So he's swinging into Planeswatcher, and he has the barrier, which makes me think, yeah, he's following it up with a Shadow Word Death, which I'm completely fine with. Only thing, kind of regret playing the Flame Blade, but when you go all in, you go all in. It is what it is. He loses his barrier and winds up killing off a token. Still sitting here with 11 power in guys, and I'm able to basically flip our hero next turn if the card doesn't wind up being that good. But yeah, as luck would have it, bad luck for him, good luck for me. I guess everybody's gonna be lucky. Another free 5/5. It's just retarded. If I was him, I'd be pretty upset right now. But he has 3 cards in hand. I have no cards. Plus he has the seeds. I haven't won yet, but I'm set up to do pretty good. Now see, what I do here is I'm attacking with the tokens first, and then when I have 2 tokens left, I'll attack with Bomba, simply because if he does have another Power Word Barrier, these last 2 tokens can, basically tick off the last points of damage. But he doesn't play it, takes the 5, and then jumps up to 19. I attack him up to 19. But still, being able to go to 32, it's still pretty rough. We're still a long ways off, but he still has to have an answer for this 5/5 protector. Here he goes. He flips and plays a Power Word Barrier at EOT, and he sits there and delves. So it's not like he's not he's not being productive. He's stashed 3 turns in a row. He's had Power Word Barriers. He's been able to kill 5/5s. So he's definitely doing work. So so it's his turn. He's attacking into the Planeswatcher, which makes you think he has the same play from last turn. So of course, I go to set the counters, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you have the Shadow Word. He's then going to basically pop off yet another token. Here we go, losing a token. And he's going to kill another token. Kill off the token. There we go. Now we're with 9 power guys to bring him to the 28. He goes down to 4. Oh, doesn't get to draw a card though. Still good though. Seeds is a pretty good draw for us. It allows us pretty much. We don't have to bend a decent card. We're attacking for 5. He's tapped out, so he doesn't have Power Word. We're just gonna go ahead and swing at him. He's taking the damage now. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and swing at him for 9. Get him back up there, and flip our hero, getting 3 more additional tokens. As the Druid deck becomes more popular, I could see people running, some more board speed, especially in a deck like this, like Priest. I mean, some Dark Moon cards, or something, because just keeping constant pressure with all these, even though they're 1/1s, being able to attack so many 1/1s is, I mean, well, you guys see it. And thing is, I don't draw tolls in this game. I only drew one Flame Blade, and I don't draw any Bottles of Rage. So, I mean, I mean, there could have been some even more explosive turns if, yeah, it could have been rough. So, he untaps, draws a card, says he's thinking. So, I think he's thinking about killing the Baba Ganoush here, maybe. But I mean, that really doesn't really do anything for him. He just winds up, uh, you know, just dying to the token. So he kills 4 tokens. I wind up getting the Protector out of it. He follows it up with a Resurrection, and basically gets back the Protector to stop the Baba Ganoush, which is pretty good. Probably the best play he can do. So he has his 1/4 back again. As he says, done, of course, flipping, delving, and seeing Savage in an Avatar. And Avatar is pretty much, what we keep here. We ship the Savage into the bottom, and draw the Avatar. And it's, if he doesn't have a barrier, I mean, it's just GG. So we'll draw the Avatar. We'll go ahead and swing with the Baba Ganoush, or we'll swing with the tokens first. He's not going to protect against them. He's going to protect against the definitely protecting against the Baba Ganoush here. Waiting for them to take the damage. Took the damage. Swing with the Baba, force an aim, and then playing the Avatar. Now, the thing is it all goes back to, even though we're on the draw, if we didn't pop the bottle on turn 1, we would have been the ones on our back heels. But since it was the other way around, we were basically able to to take control and force the aggression.